Tumble out of bed and I go to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come alive. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street, the traffic starts jumping, and folks like me on a job of 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving to move ahead, but the boss won't seem to let me. It's enough to drive you. Well, I was trying to do a bun. I'm so tan. Tan is not the word. I am Leatherface. I am Leatherface. I can't barely move my face. I'm a Leatherface. Leather. Look at this. Hold on. Let me cover my, ow! Oh, I just poked myself in the ear. Let me cover my nipples so y'all don't have a heart attack. But look at this. Do you see that? Holy schmajolies. Ow, my gosh. Anyway, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. Thank you, Leah, for posting the link to the podcast. I am very excited to be talking to you guys today about a recap of the Tell Me What to Do podcast about addictions, because I learned so much from that podcast. Ooh, I am fugly. I want to tell you guys the difference, why God did not put it on my heart to become a doctor. I am petty as all get out. If you are not familiar with what petty means, it means you act a fool and do stupid shit for no reason. You just act petty. And doctors can't act petty, which is why God did not call me to be a doctor, right? That is not my calling. So my brother-in-law, Dr. David Sullivan, who's leading plasma therapy at Johns Hopkins, who's covered in this virus 16 hours a day, and literally has to wear a spacesuit every day into labs. He looks like a Martian, right? Not for himself, for us. He does it for us. That's his calling. I don't have that calling, okay? Anyway, literally share the link about the work he's doing, and people and like conspiracy theories come out like, oh yeah, they're really looking for therapy. They're really looking for a vaccine. They engineered this in a lab and they're making it and they're going to give us a vaccine that's going to kill everybody. All the dumb shit. So I texted Dr. David Sullivan and I said, I'm keeping a list of names. I just want you to know I'm writing names down, and I'm keeping a database of everybody who doesn't believe suddenly in medicine and science. And when they get sick, we are not treating them. They will not get any plasma. This is my petty list. Petty Betty, you are on the list. You get no treatment. And he was like, that's not how medicine works, Jamie. And I was like, oh, no, it does now. No. I'm fucking petty. If you don't believe in medicine and science, you get no treatment. 0. Your name is on my database. And he was like, no, Jamie, that's not how medicine works. I was like, oh, damn. All right, fine. This is why I'm not a doctor. Because I would be like, didn't I see you on Facebook talking shit? Didn't I see you on Facebook talking about plasma therapy ain't shit? Well, now you can't get any. Go home. Goodbye. This is why it is not my calling to be a doctor. Because I would be that chick. Anyway, turns out they don't do that. Even if you don't believe in science, they still treat you. Even if you hate medicine, they still treat you. Okay. So I did I did a podcast with Dr. Nzinga Harrison about addiction. She is an addiction specialist, therapist, doctor, specialist. I am not. And I went into that conversation, really thinking that I have not had any experience personally with addiction because I don't have an addiction to any substances. For those of you who listen to the podcast, you know that clearly that is not true. I did have addiction to substance, and I do have an addiction. My substance addiction apparently was mild, which is why I was able to walk away from it when I decided it was time to walk away. But it was a love affair. She used the proper terminology. It was a love affair. And it was mild. And I guess I just got lucky there. But my eating disorder is not mild. My eating disorder is, I would say moderate to severe. And I didn't realize that eating disorders were also addictions, and that the same behaviors that people with eating disorders have are similar behaviors to people with addictions. And that to me seemed crazy because I was like, how addiction to me means substance, but the truth is it isn't anymore. It isn't. You know, maybe in the 80s, but now people are addicted to social media, gossip, porn, all kinds of things that are not traditional substance abuse. And in the conversation with Dr. Nzinga, or Dr. Harrison, what I learned is that the compelling voice that calls to me in my eating disorder, the voice that shows up every day without fail, the voice that has me lift up my shirt every morning to see if my stomach looks flat or fat or the voice that dictates how I eat or don't eat, the voice that criticizes me or builds me up, that voice that shows up every single day is similar to the voice that addicts hear every single day. They just hear it calling for something different. They just hear it calling for alcohol or for drugs or for pain pills or whatever. And that to me is fascinating because I never saw the correlation. Never. I never saw the correlation between an eating disorder and an addiction. But now I do, and I understand why without help I'll never get over that compulsion. Because like an addiction, I can't, it's hard to explain. I guess you just have to kind of experience it. But even if you don't have an addiction or you don't have an eating disorder, if you love someone with an addiction or you love someone with an eating disorder, this episode of Tell Me What to Do is for you. It was so insightful for me. It gave me so many aha moments. I would love to hear what you guys thought about the episode. What did you like? What did you not like? What did you learn? What did you take away from it? Because I know what my aha moments were, but you guys already heard my aha moments. Oh, great. The lawn guys are here. Awesome. It's awesome. Loving someone with an addiction is so difficult. Imagine how they feel. Imagine how they feel. It's so hard. It is so hard. I have such a profound new respect for people that battle addiction, and such a profound new respect for people who are in recovery. Because I literally cannot deal, like, I don't know how to shut my own voices off. Chantel said, I'm going to listen again. I was amazed. Thank you. Take a photo 28 said, it's hard when your own mother calls you fat, especially in the teen years. Now I'm almost 40 and I still battle myself. That's interesting. I could have literally wrote the same comment. Jetta Betta said, I'm 25 and I'm still trying to recover. My poor parents, I tore them apart. It's so hard. It's so hard. Jesus, Jamie, get some glasses. Okay. My sister is a recovering addict. She went to rehab 3 times before it finally stuck. It's so hard on everyone. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Brandy Leah. That's such a sweet thing. Okay, this is important. Lucinda says, it's such a secretive disorder. I had an eating disorder for over 15 years. It's one I'll take to my grave, but I feel shameful. Yeah, it's eating disorders carry a lot of shame because a lot of times they're silent and nobody knows that you're battling and nobody knows your weird behaviors except for you. And you spend so much time trying to cover it up and like cover your tracks. And I feel like I'm hyper vigilant with my kids. Like if Olivia's eating and she gets up to go to the bathroom, I'm like, why is she going to the bathroom in the middle of eating? What is she doing? That's all my eating disorders, like crazy. I'm trying to read. Addicts slip and should be loved and supported to get back on track. Absolutely. However, Dr. Harrison gives really, really important information to people loving people with addicts and how to love them back on track and how to take care of yourself while doing that. If you have any like thoughts about addiction, whether you're an addict or you love someone with an addiction or something, or if you have an eating disorder or you love somebody with an eating disorder, I really feel like this episode of Tell Me What to Do is important for you to listen. Oh, more lawn guys, great. Let everybody come out to do the lawns. You can find the Tell Me What to Do podcast anywhere podcasts are hosted. Apple, if you have an iPhone, there's a podcast app right on your iPhone. It comes with your phone. All you have to do is search Tell Me What to Do with Jamie Premack Sullivan. You can find it on Stitcher, Spotify, iHeart, Google Play. You can just Google it. Just go to Google. Tell Me What to Do with Jamie Premack Sullivan. The link will come up. It's pinned here on my the link is pinned here on my Instagram, and the comment is pinned on my Facebook. OCD, I don't think is an addiction. I think it's a mental health disorder. I think. I'm not a doctor. But yesterday, yes, it was yesterday's podcast. You can listen to it. I would love for you guys to listen and tell me what you think. I think it's a really important conversation because there is such a, yes, Katie, negative stigma around addiction. It's why I didn't talk about my eating disorder for so long. I didn't really see it as an addiction, but I know the negative stigma around it. And, but secrecy breeds shame, as we always talk about. 6'9", Destin is also our second home. We love it here. We come 3 times a year. Please share the podcast with anybody that you know who's dealing with addiction or eating disorders or loving someone with addiction or compulsion, anything like that. I really appreciate you guys listening and all of your feedback. And someone just said, would there be a part 2? I don't know. If we think we need a part 2, yes, absolutely. If we think we need a part 2, then yes, let's do it. Because addiction is tough for everybody that it touches. The lies, the cover-ups, the expectations, the disappointments, the physical manipulations. So hard. People addicted to exercise, they're pushing their bodies to like the brink of anyway. Thank you guys for listening. I can't wait to get the numbers and see if we got to 5,502. If you haven't listened yet, please do. I cannot wait for these bags under my eyes to go away. They are so bad. It's from weird sleep and crying over the last 2 days. My tears have been so much. Holy moly. Jackie's been in recovery for 27 years. Amy's in recovery. I love it. Please listen to this podcast. Please share it with people. Kim says, I have body dysmorphia. You will love this podcast. I'm telling you. Congratulations to everybody in recovery. I am so proud of you guys. I love it for you. I'm so proud of you. Keep going. Every single day is a triumph and a win. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Jackie says, I will listen now. Thank you so much. Please, please listen. It's the Tell Me What to Do podcast with Jamie Premack Sullivan. The links are pinned as the pinned comments. You can find it there. I do put on sunscreen. Oh, Denise, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much today. Have a great, great day.